Following the announcement of the hiring of Raheem Morris, the Falcons delivered a maybe even more positive announcement saying Rich McKay Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot will not be reporting directly to Rich McKay and then Arthur Blank. There won't be this line. He'll still be the CEO. He'll be overseeing the Atlanta United, A&B, all that stuff. Kind of what we've been asking. Here's my thing, Alex. Here's my thing. Does anyone believe this crap? I mean, what? Explain to me this. Explain to me this. How is Rich McKay the most involved person of the hiring process? We know he had a decision, a play, in not getting Bill Belichick here. His fingerprints are all over the Raheem Morris hire. I mean, we're talking of a guy that was in Tampa Bay when Rich McKay was there. I mean, his fingerprints are all over this hire, right? So he was obviously involved. And now all of a sudden, okay, we hired the coach. Nah, Rich, we're not going to listen to you anymore. That's crap, dude. That's not true. It's more lies from this team. And I'm tired of losing and being lied to.
Are we stupid? Are we stupid? Do they think we're idiots?
I look stupid.
We look stupid, and we might be a little stupid, but we're not this stupid. Listen, we were lied to 4 years ago when we said, and we believed it. And I'm not going to, fool me once, shame on me, fool me two times, blah, 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 J. Cole tells you the best. The fact of the matter is they lied to us 3 or 4 years ago and telling us Rich McKay wasn't involved in day-to-day operations. Only then did we find out 3 or 4 years later when Arthur Smith was fired that Rich McKay was heavily involved in day-to-day operations. I'm talking he spoke with Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith 24 times per week. This isn't me saying that. Arthur Blank and Rich McKay themselves admitted as much. The fact of the matter is this feels like it's pandering. It's pandering to the fan base. It's pandering to the media. Maybe they'll get off our backs, and they're treating us like we're idiots, guys, and we shouldn't stand for it. We shouldn't stand for it.
I'm so sick and tired of the optics of this organization trying to.
They're terrible.
I mean, it couldn't be more obvious. I mean, you had a guy
for as well run as Home Depot is, and as well known and as their PR is. The Falcons are crap. I don't understand how it's crazy.
I have to think it's just because nobody really pays attention to Home Depot PR, right? Like who's paying attention to the crap that comes out of Home Depot? We're all paying attention. This is the biggest moment in the Falcons of the last 3 years. We're all paying attention. We're all seeing this unfold in real time, keeping up with every single report, reporting on it, commenting on it, blah, blah, blah. And then you sit here up there in a press conference with Rich McKay without Terry Fontenot there. Clearly Rich McKay. They even say in the press conference that this will continue depending on the who coach. Okay, so Raheem Morris came in and he's going to change it. He's going to change it. That is such a lie. And then they see first of all, I think they changed their head coaching opinion because of crap they saw on Twitter. Another reason that I'm just like, I mean, seriously, this is how little faith, and that may or may not be true. But this is how little faith we have in this organization because how big of a joke it's been. It's so much more than the losing. It's the lies. It's this PR optic BS that they're trying to feed us. Oh, everyone's unhappy that Rich McKay, okay, he's not going to be involved in football ops. You said that 4 years ago, and it was total BS. I don't believe anything that's coming out of their mouths anymore. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I'm disgusted. I'm almost at Hawks level with this team. And again, it's like I'm saying this and I'm so pissed off and I feel so bad for Raheem Morris because
he doesn't deserve this.
It's not about you, man. It's not about
Raheem Morris. I go ahead. I want to say two things. Earlier in the week, Bill Simmons, not an NFL insider, said something that at present day is very, very weird and enlightening. Basically, when there was all this talk, speculation about Bill Belichick versus Rich McKay, basically Bill Simmons came out and the rumor was he said that basically, Rich McKay and everybody else was kind of against the Belichick thing because their jobs were going to be on the line. And then he said, in quote, not in quote from Bill Simmons, not Rich McKay, that Rich is kind of thinking, oh, we'll get a guy like Raheem Morris, who I could still have a say in. He'll just fall right in line and yada, yada, yada. Present day, few days later pass, and they do hire Raheem Morris. Now, I want to say, Listen, I don't believe it. I agree with Chase. I think we're pretty much on the same wavelength with all of this. That I don't believe it for a second. But you know what? Let's just play. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt, which they do not deserve. But let's just pretend. Let's just pretend that Arthur Blank did get Rich McKay out of football operations. It's not any better that Arthur Blank is now going to be directly involved in football operations. That are Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris are now going to be reporting directly to Arthur Blank on a weekly basis. This is no better. This is no better.
There's no point for Arthur Blank to be involved in anything. They shouldn't even be told.
He's 82 years old and he ran a construction company. What do you know about the day-to-day operations of a football team?
And he's been doing this for 2 decades, and for 2 decades it hasn't worked. And for some reason he still thinks his way is the right way. And it's just like I feel like he's committed to saying, I'm either going to die, I'm going to win a Super Bowl this way, or I'm going to die trying. Like literally, that's literally what he's doing, because it's not working. Arthur Blank, just be hands off. Just let the guys do what they were put in place to do. There's no way he was operating Home Depot like this. And I get you get a football team. It's like your little baby and everything, yes. and you want to have your hands on everything. And I guarantee you Arthur Blank's not going to be sitting there telling Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot what to do. But still, there's just no reason for these conversations to be happening every week.
I do want to clarify, and I wrote and I blogged about it, and it's more detailed and more nuanced than I'm speaking now. So go check it out on the site, Sports Talk ATL. Arthur Blank is not going to be like, all right, Raheem, what scheme are we running against the Rams this week? No, it's not going to be like that. He's just going to have, give me updates, answer a few questions I have. I'm just curious. But the fact of the matter is it shouldn't even be this far. Imagine if you, as an employee, had to report to your boss on a weekly basis who had no experience in your area of expertise. That's what we're talking about. Arthur Blank has no experience other than actually writing the checks to be giving Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris advice. Imagine you're going up to him, giving him or her the report, and he just gives you facial expressions, where he's like, or, anything positive or negative. And then you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should. You start second guessing yourself. That is not what needs to be happening. We need to have full confidence in what Raheem Morris decides or Terry Fontenot. We don't need the owner. Look at I wrote about this. The best organizations in the NFL have hands-off owners. The Green Bay Packers don't have an owner. Mark Murphy, you know what he does? He handles the business side of things. That's what he does. Go look at the Steelers. Art Rooney, guess what he does? He's hands-off. He lets Mike Tomlin do his job. It's not hard. Arthur Blank wants to beat Art Rooney in the Steelers and Robert Kraft in the Patriots so badly. Take a page out of their book.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, look at Robert Kraft. I mean, that guy is one of the more involved owners when it comes to being on the field, being in front of the camera, doing all the stuff that I don't think is really necessary of an owner. But everyone knows who Robert Kraft is because he likes to have his face out there, and that's fine. But guess what? He gave Bill Belichick full autonomy, and he did it 2 decades ago, and he won 6 Super Bowls doing it. And as you said probably earlier in the week, look at the Atlanta Braves. You don't even have to go outside the city. You don't have an owner that's sitting there hanging over your head. Alex Anthopoulos is the best general manager in sports. The Braves are one of the most successful baseball organizations in sports, and it's just Alex Anthopoulos to Brian Snitker to the team, to the management, to the trainers. That's how it should go. That's all I'm asking. Just do that. But for some reason, can't keep his hands off. Coming up after the break, AFC, NFC championship predictions.